If you're an American and I haven't pissed you off yet, this rant probably will. I've been saying for years that we need to take our troops out of Iraq. For the record, I've been saying that as long as we've been in Iraq. Now, when I say that to the bandwagon patriots, they keep asking me, why do I feel that way? Because if we do that, the terrorists will come back and we won't be able to control them and such. That's the point that really pisses me off. The terrorists, the people that are responsible for 9/11, did not come from Iraq. They were Afghans, Arabs, actually a few other Middle Eastern countries, Lebanese, but not Iraq. And somehow we were misled that they were in Iraq because, Saddam Hussein lives in Iraq. Now, Iraq may or may not have helped funded the terrorists that are responsible for 9/11. They may or may not have been hiding bin Laden and anybody else who did survive or had ties to it, whatever else. But all said and done, had nothing to do with it. Basically, the people over there that went to Iraq were looking for asylum, going, oh shit, help us out. But all said and done, Iraq had nothing to do with it. We go over there looking for Hussein, really for no reason. He has weapons of mass destruction. How does that tie into 9/11? You tell me. Then we don't find the weapons of mass destruction. We don't find Hussein. And has anybody else noticed that as soon as Hussein's name was added into the media that we haven't heard anything about bin Laden? Also, I'm a little confused on our objectives. We first were looking for bin Laden. Can't find him. Then we went for Al-Qaeda, who's supposed to be the group responsible. We stopped them. Then we go for everybody else, and we stop them, and we're still over there. I don't understand why. And people are always telling me that, you know, if we pull out our troops now, that they won't be a democratic country and such. So what? Who are we to say what country does what and whatever else? Let them kill themselves if they really want to. Let them have their own civil wars if they really want to. Who are we to say what goes on and what doesn't go on? Does anybody really bother us with what we do? Actually, yeah, but that's because we pissed them off first. We're in their business. That's why nobody likes America. Because we can't keep our nose out of anybody else's business. We are trying to tell them how they are supposed to act. Kind of sounds like someone we all know and love from 70 years ago. And that's actually why America is in everybody's business. In the early 40s, we had people coming over from Europe saying, hey, some bad shit's going on, and America's like, hey, it can't be that bad. And they came here looking for asylum, and we said, no, go home. Then, a couple years later, Pearl Harbor happened. We're like, oh shit, it is that bad. Ever since then, anything that could be World War III, we got our noses in the middle of. Whether we need to be there or not. We didn't need to be in Vietnam. We did not need to be in Korea. We didn't need to be in Bosnia. That was another good one. We didn't need to be in the first Desert Storm. We just keep prying into where we don't belong. They ask us for our help. True, but we still had no business being there. Oh good, I just pissed off a lot of vets. Okay, 9/11 happened 8 years ago. Why am I complaining about it now? Or why am I still bringing it up? Because the president did. We did an 8th year anniversary for those lost. Let them die. Just let them rest in peace. We don't celebrate, we don't have anniversaries for anybody else 5 years later, let alone 8 years later. I understand, thousands of people died and it was a travesty. Yes, it is. I'll agree with that. But let them die. And also, if you're going to have revenge, go after the people responsible, not, oh, let's go get Hussein, because my dad tried to get Hussein and he failed, so I will have revenge for him. And it was kind of funny doing Middle Eastern accent while saying that. Oops. But, I don't know. I just think it's really a bunch of load, and let's get out of Iraq, at least with this current president. You know, he moved most of the troops from Iraq to Afghan. He's got it right, or at least a bit better. So I will give him points for that. But has there ever been a war where it lasted 8 years? World War II didn't last 8 years. World War I did not last 8 years. Our Civil War didn't last 8 years. The only war that lasted 8 years was the Korean War, and that's only because MASH was on for 11 seasons. We should be done by now. What are we doing over there? I don't know. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm unpatriotic, but it's such bull, and we don't need to be there, especially this long. We need to get our objectives straight and not kill innocent bystanders, you know, women and children and everything else like that. Also, why did we kill Hussein's sons? We seeked them out and killed them both. Sounds very mafia to me. You wonder why nobody likes America. Happy Veterans Day. Bye-bye.